Vidya from Saraswati Group of Education. In the previous session, we understood the new words of Chapter 2, the two sculptors. Let us revise all the words once again. First word is subject. Subject, which means the people of country. Okay, or we can say Praja. Next, number 2 is kingdom. Kingdom, which means the place which is ruled by a king or a queen. Kingdom means Rajya. Next is defeat. Defeat means to win against someone. That is called defeat. Number 4, lend. L-E-N-D, lend, which means to give something to someone to use for some period of time. To give our things to someone for some period of time, that is called lend. Next is gladly. Gladly means to accept something happily. That is called gladly. Next, number 6, blunt. Blunt means something which is not sharp. Here, the Chandra has made blunt the tools of Lakshman. Yes, the tools became rough. Blunt, which means something which is not sharp. If you take scissor, if the scissor is not sharp, then it will be useless, right? So, if the tools become blunt, then it is useless. It will not use to make sculpture. Next is bust. Bust. Bust, which means not the whole statue. Some part of the statue which includes up to chest, head, shoulder and chest. Yes, that is called bust. Next, herald. Herald is a person who makes official announcement. That person is called herald. Next, carve. Carve, which means to shape up something. Yes, to give shape to the stone. To give shape to the clay. Next is mean. Mean is the personality of the person. The person who is very unkind. Yes, the person which is not good. That is called mean. Next is rewarded. Rewarded, which means to achieve something through hard work and effort. Number 12, folly. Folly, which means foolishness. There are two more words which is very important to understand: sculpture and sculptor. Now, what do you mean by sculpture? A piece of art that is made by creating or molding a stone, clay or metal. Here you can see the picture of Lord Ganesha that is made by cutting down the stone. The piece of art is created, that is called sculpture. Next is sculptor. Sculptor, which means a person who makes sculptures. Here the boy is creating a sculpture, so he is called a sculptor. So kids, these all are the words that we have understood in our previous session. Now today I am going to tell you a story about the two sculptors. In this story there are three Lakshman and Chandra. They both are the sculptors. They creating statues. They creating sculptures, right? But the Lakshman was very kind, very nice person and friendly with others. But the Chandra was very mean, means he is very rude with others. So, how one person is very kind and the other is mean? So, let us go through the chapter and find out how they both are showing their personality.
Once upon a time, there lived a kind king. His subjects loved him very much. In his kingdom, there lived two sculptors. They were called Chandra and Lakshman. The king liked their work very much and was very fond of them. One day, the king decided to hold a competition to find out who was the greater artist. Chandra was very mean. He thought, I have to defeat Lakshman somehow. So, just before the day of the competition, he went to Lakshman and said, Please lend me your tools. I can't find my tools at home. Lakshman was a kind man. He gladly gave his tools to Chandra. Chandra used the tools so roughly that they soon became blunt. The next day, Chandra and Lakshman reached the king's court. Chandra quickly returned the tools to Lakshman. Lakshman was shocked to see his tools. He thought, I think I should withdraw from the competition. But it was too late. You have to make a bust of the king. But you too will have to exchange your tools. A sculptor can work best with his own tools. Chandra was shocked to hear this. Lakshman quickly took Chandra's tools and gave him his tools. Using Chandra's tools, Lakshman carved his sculpture easily. But Chandra could not work with Lakshman's tools. Oh, what a fool I have been! I have been punished for being mean. Lakshman won the competition easily. The king rewarded him well. Chandra lost because of his folly and jealousy.
So kids, let us understand the chapter number 2, the two sculptors. When honesty comes out as the winner, the person who is honest towards their work will ultimately becomes a winner. So let us go through the story. Let us go through the chapter. Once upon a time, there lived a king. His subject loved him very much. So, children, there was a king. He was very kind. Yes, very good hearted. Very nice. Okay, or we can say the king was very friendly and caring. His subjects loved him very much. His subjects, that is, the people of his kingdom. Or we can say प्रजा. Subject means जो प्रजा उनके राज्य में जो रहते थे उसको बोलते हैं प्रजा. They loved the king very much. In his kingdom there lived two sculptors. In his kingdom, that is, kingdom means Rajya, there were two sculptors. Sculptors, which means artists who create a statue. Okay, sculptors means मूर्तिकार, जो मूर्ति बनाता है. So, there were two sculptors lived in their kingdom. They were called Chandra and Lakshman. The two sculptors' name was Chandra and Lakshman. The king liked their work very much and was very fond of them. Because they were very good sculptors, they create beautiful statue. So the king was very happy with them. King had liking towards them. Fond means liking towards them. One day the king decided to hold a competition to find out who was the greater artist. Though the king liked them very much, but he decided to hold a competition between both of them to find out who was the greater artist. Here, artist is a person who creates a art. Yes, artist means the person who creates art. Chandra was very mean. I have to defeat Lakshman somehow, he thought. So Chandra thought that he had to defeat Lakshman anyhow. Defeat means to win. Here he want to win anyhow, at any cost. For that, Chandra can do cheating also. So, just before the day of competition, he went to Lakshman and said, "Please lend me your tools. I can't find my tools at home." Chandra was very unkind, very mean. So, what did he do? He went to the Lakshman's house and he told that he cannot find his tools. So, can you lend me your tools? Lend me means to give something to someone to use for some period of time. Yes, कोई भी things किसी को थोड़ी देर के लिए यूज करने के लिए देना, that is called lend, L-E-N-D, lend. Here Chandra asked to use the Lakshman's tool for some period of time. Tools which are used to create sculptures. Lakshman was a kind man. Here Chandra was very mean, but the Lakshman was very kind man. Yes, he was a very good person. He gladly gave his tools to Chandra. He quickly and happily gave his tools to Chandra. Chandra used the tools so roughly that they soon became blunt. Blunt means the tools did not remain sharp anymore. And to make a sculpture in a competition, you need sharp tools. But Chandra was mean. He used the tools so badly and roughly that Lakshman's tools became blunt. The next day, Chandra and Lakshman reached the king's court. Chandra quickly returned the tools to Lakshman because they become blunt. And the Lakshman was shocked to see their tools became blunt. Now what he will do? His tools became blunt. So how can he survive in the competition? I think I should withdraw from the competition, thought Lakshman. Yes, as his tools became blunt, he thought that he should step back. He should take back his name from the competition. But it was too late. The herald was making announcement for the competition, so he cannot step back from the competition. "You have to make a bust of the king," announced the herald. "But you too will have to exchange your tools. A sculptor can work best with his own tools. A great sculptor is one who can work with someone else's tools. Herald is the person in the king's court who makes an official announcement. Yes, that is called herald. He makes an announcement that they have to make an bust of the king. Bust means the face or head of the king. And the condition that he put in the competition was that the two sculptors will have to exchange their tools. Lakshman and Chandra has to exchange their tools. This was the condition in the competition. According to him, he said that a sculptor can work best with his own tools. Yes, sculptors can work best with his own tools. There is nothing new. But the main trick was that he had to work with someone else's tools. The main trick was that sculptors have to work with someone else's tool. They have to exchange their tools. Great sculptor is the one who work with any of the tools. Okay? किसी के भी tools से जो sculpture बना सकता है, that is called a great artist, a great sculptor. Chandra was shocked to hear this. Lakshman quickly took Chandra's tools and gave him his tools. Using Chandra's tools, Lakshman carved his sculpture easily. But Chandra could not work with Lakshman's tools. So, Chandra, when he heard the condition that they have to exchange their tools, he was shocked. But Lakshman quickly took the tools of Chandra because Chandra had made blunt his tools. But now he was happy that he got a proper tools. And Lakshman gave his tools to Chandra. Using Chandra's tools, Lakshman carved which means create his sculpture very easily. Why? Because his tools were very sharp. Yes, as Lakshman got Chandra's tools and Chandra's tools were very sharp. So, the Lakshman made a sculpture very easily. But Chandra could not work with Lakshman tools because he had made them blunt. Chandra made a cheating. He had made Lakshman's tools blunt. And he has to work with that tools only. So, he could not work with Lakshman tools. Oh, what a fool I have been! I have been punished for being mean. So, Chandra realized that he had made a foolish act. He was punished by God for being a mean. Lakshman won the competition easily. The king rewarded him well. Chandra lost because of his folly and jealousy. So, Chandra lost because of his foolishness, his foolish idea and its behavior. So that is how the honesty of Lakshman made him win. So kids, what we learned from this chapter? We need to behave kind with others and to be honest with our hard work and to other persons. To defeat Okay? I hope you all have understood the chapter very well. Please watch this video again and read the chapter thoroughly. What we learn from this chapter is how honesty comes out as the winner. At the end of this video lecture, you will get worksheet. In this worksheet, there is an activity for you. And for this activity, you need Play-Doh. Play-Doh, which means the dough, colorful dough from which you make toys, right? And you can also use mud or clay, and you can also use the dough, simple dough from which Mama makes roti every day. Yes, so there are three options for this activity. You can use Play-Doh, clay, or the simple dough from which Mama makes roti. Okay.